everybody, welcome to another News Day on Tuesday here in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Today we're going to go over the news that we got on November 17th, 2020. Okay, so today we have Final Fantasy 3 Neovisions for Onion Knight. Onion Knight, one of the coolest, like, the guy can be any job, literally just absolutely a cool unit. Like, has a fun hat, like, fantastic. But we got Neovision for Onion Knight. We've got Neovision Awakenables for Dark Knight Lunath, and Neovision Awakenable for Onion Knight Refia. We also have Black Mage Arc as a 7-star unit. You can pull them at a 5-star base. Okay? They get added to the summon pool for the Neovision ticket, etc., etc. We got the same board as we usually get. All these are, basic things. Okay. Then we get his sprite. His sprite's pretty awesome. In his base form, he's a physical attacker. It looks like he can triple cast Oriole Ray, which is fantastic. And then his Brave Shift form, he goes into the ninja mode. Gotta be a ninja. Okay. And then you have his EX Awakening rewards. Pretty traditional stuff. His Brave Shift duration is infinite, and it's available from turn 1. It has a 1-turn cooldown. We like to see that. His Super Trust Mastery. His Super Trust Mastery is a 188 attack power sword with defense of 22 and spirit of 22. It has increased fire, water, wind, and earth resistance for 30%. So it's you can dual wield this, so you could get 60% resistances in like your weapon slot, which is crazy, while still having a 188 attack from a sword in each slot. I mean, if you're still playing the Tetris game for Elemental Tetris, Onion Sword Plus is really good. But I feel like until we get the scorn of some of those trials, or like level ups, the nightmare difficulties, so to say, we won't be needing something like that for a hot minute. But when we do, and then his Trust Mastery is physical and magical damage against Reapers, so it's a Reaper killer for 30%, and increase equipment attack 50% for true dual wield. So pretty awesome there. His vision card, we'll go over the vision card later because there's that independent thing for just the vision card. Now, his Chocobos Wrath. His Chocobos Wrath is damage all enemies 3 times and fill in Lemon Burst gauge. It's a hybrid damage to all enemies, which is crazy. You could chain it, but it looks like it would only chain with itself. And then his other ability, 5 Lights, boost accuracy of physical attacks, cure blind, or remove stop for all allies. Now that's a crazy one, because it increases accuracy by 50% to all allies. So if you're having problems with say Arena, and you have something that has evasion on the other team, or maybe you're going against like Spoopy Ghoul and you need to actually have accuracy, it's pretty clutch right there. I really enjoy this. There's not many fights that would need this specifically. Maybe Arena. For Arena, I think this guy will be a god. But yeah, boost physical accuracy. Yeah. Okay, and then featured Brave Shift abilities. So whenever he changes into his Brave Shift mode, he unlocks Ragnarok and Dark Masamune. Ragnarok and Dark Masamune is a Stardust Ray chaining ability. It has an 80% breaks to one enemy, and it has pretty good on the deeps. Then Morning Blade is boost break damage. Okay. Boost break damage for throwing weapon. Okay, so whenever you have those break gauges and you really need to like hit them way harder and get that break gauge, if the enemy is weak to a throwing weapon, then he's your guy to go to. We've seen that before with like units like Gabranth and such. So you really want to pick him up if you're having problems with break gauges for I don't know, anybody that's weak to throwing weapons. Then we got Dark Knight Lunath. Dark Knight Lunath, my man, he goes from like just I don't know. I never really liked his old sprite, honestly, but his new sprite, now that's sick. Okay, so his new Brave Shift abilities, we'll just kind of go over those. We'll skip, we know his Super Trust Mastery and his Trust Mastery and all that. Magic Weaver Blade. Magic Weaver Blade has a lot of damage behind it, and it refreshes all of his MP, essentially. Then Forbidden Dark Blade. Forbidden Dark Blade is a lot of damage. It's an absolute mirror of equity chain. It removes some status effects from one enemy. Doesn't really, remove some positive status effects. We'll see what that means, because it's not remove positive, it says remove some, so that's interesting. And then decrease dark resistance by 120%, so it's 120% in peril. And then whenever he brave shifts, he also seems to have onion slice chaining, which is crazy. Maybe that'll change. And then he has Darkblade Kirasaki. Darkblade Kirasaki seems to just be a lot of damage, and then takes 30% of his HP. Not a chaining move, just a single hit finishing kind of move. And then consume HP to damage one enemy. Darkblade Ikuto Nyoko, whatever, however you pronounce that. Don't look to me to pronounce things, I'll always pronounce them wrong. Alright, then we've got physical damage to one enemy, and he loses some of his HP. Okay. Actually, a lot of physical damage. Now that's a single hit finishing move. Is that one right there? Alright, then we have Onion Knight Refia. Onion Knight Refia becomes a... well, in her base form, she has her swords up. In her Brave Shift form, she has her swords down. She gets tired in her Brave Shift form. Okay. Alright, so her featured standard abilities. We have Onion Swords Dance. Onion Swords Dance is damage to one enemy. It's a Stardust Ray chaining ability and increases attack 250% to caster. Maximum Speed Blade Blitz. Maximum Speed Blade Blitz seems to be, excuse me. Damage all enemies and boost own LB gauge fill rate. So it just damages for a little bit and increases the fill rate. It seems to be an AR chaining ability, and I believe she does have triple cast, I think. Yes, she does have triple cast, so we could have a triple cast AoE Oriole Ray chaining ability. That could be pretty useful, actually. I'm always looking for more triple cast AR chainers, honestly. Alright, then we have Shining Crystal for Onion Knight Refia. Shining Crystal is boost attack, boost fire, water. Okay, so it's boost attack for 250% to all allies, and increase fire, water, wind, and earth physical damage and magical damage by 10% to all allies. So it boosts the damage of all of those for physical and magical for all allies. Really, really nice. We're seeing that on a lot of other elements come out recently, and this is 4 elements at once. So I really like this. So it's putting her as an attacker and a support. I really see that skill as being like heavy support, honestly. That is heavy support right there. Because it does boost attack by 250% and boost damage of all those abilities. This could see her getting a lot of use in your fire, your water, your wind, and your earth Dark Visions teams, honestly. And then Turtle Shell. Turtle Shell is reduced physical magical damage taken by all allies for 4 turns. It seems to be a 50% physical and a 50% magical mitigation for 4 turns AoE. Honestly, I probably, out of this bunch so far, I probably like her best because, she has that Dark Visions capability with the Shining Crystal. Alright, then we got Black Mage Arc. Black Mage Arc coming in hot. Well, perhaps. Let's see. His Super Trust Mastery. His Super Trust Mastery is Arc's Hat. Arc's Hat has 14 defense, 64 magic, and 42 spirit. It has passive MP recovery, and it has that LB gauge fill rate for 100%. Okay, pretty slick little hat there. You know, passive MP recovery is always nice. It's not my favorite Super Trust Mastery that's ever come about, but you know, it's not too bad. Okay, it's a nice booby prize on this banner. Then his Trust Mastery reward is increase magic 30%, increase magic 30% when equipped with a hat. So if you're not equipped with a helm or something, you're probably going to be equipped with a hat if you're trying to use a mage. And then it has the passive sleep, silence, and paralyze resistance, which are three of the most prominent ones. You know, no stone resistance, but then his featured abilities damage all enemies and boost damage of certain black magic. Really, his abilities seem to be like Chaos Wave Awakened, increased modifier for himself. He has 100% Reaper Killer that he can give to himself, and 230% magic damage increase. He can remove some status effects to all enemies. I'm not quite sure which status effects, which is kind of crazy. Remove boosts to fire, ice, lightning, wind, earth, light, and dark resistance to all enemies. So wait, he removes resistant boosts only. So they would keep anything else they have, but he can dispel specifically only their elemental resistances. Well, if that isn't hyper specific to to certain fights, so he'll get niche use. Because that's so specific. He could see niche use. But otherwise he's just a magic damage onion slice chainer and a mystic, or a Chaos Wave Awaken chainer. His limit burst is just magic damage, inflict all status ailments 100% to all enemies. Maybe we could see some use in arena. And he has fire, ice, and lightning resistance for 80% to all allies. That's pretty fun for a limit burst. All right, so let's check out the other units. I mean, not the other units, but the other news that we've got. The other news we've got is Eternal Wind. Eternal Wind seems to be a raid event where we get to fight against this, I don't know, Jinn boss. Okay, so we've got this Jinn, and then you've got your raid summons. Yeah, oh, he is a Jinn. Ha! I guessed right. So we get Ashura, Final Fantasy III. Activate Dark Knight's True Worth. Boost equipment attack when equipped with two one-handed weapons. Nice for you katana users. Free, pretty decent katana. Ninja's Hood. Attack 19. Attack plus 15%. If you're new, it's great. Then you have your Onion Boots Replica, which is activate Onion Style question mark. Boost equipment attack when two one-handed. You know, it's all right. Twin Sword user. Now, this might actually be interesting. So, currently the only way to equip sword, like if you have a unit that can only equip, we'll say, katanas, and they can't equip swords. There's only one equipped sword in the game, and it comes out of Madam's Manor. But this seems to be a additional equipped sword that also has equipped katana and dual wield on it. So, but only for those specific. So it's dual wield katana, dual wield sword, and equip of both of those. So twin sword user seems to be really interesting because the only equipped katana we have is Jiraiya's Trust Mastery. And this gives both while giving dual wield to both of those. So for the uniqueness of this, really good. And sometimes maybe you ran like a Dark Ragnarok and you didn't run the Dark Katana from Dark Visions, but you want to equip it to a unit that can't naturally equip swords, then, you know, this is actually pretty slick here. Entrusted Light. Entrusted Light is 20% resistance to fire, water, and wind. You know, it's okay. So, you know, you do the raid, you get the box summons, you can get some 5-star tickets. You got your character bonuses. Character bonuses are just how you thought they'd be. The Neo Vision units are 60%, Arc is 40%, any of the old Final Fantasy III units is 20%, and then all your old Dusties are 10%. Okay. You got your daily bonus challenge. Guys, remember to do the daily bonus challenge. Okay, so we have Nepto Dragon. Limited to Final Fantasy 3 and FFBE units. Okay, so there's some mechanic in there where you're going to need to bring in some specific FFBE units because they couldn't give you enough Final Fantasy 3 units. Okay. Cloud of Darkness and FFBE series units. It says down here, FFBE series units. Weird. All right. So the craftable will be White Slayer, activate Blessing, boost physical damage against Reapers, attack 127%. I'll be excited to see how much Reaper Killer is on this sword, actually. That'll be really interesting, see how much Reaper Killer is on this sword. So, guys, wait until Thursday morning. All right, then you have Those Who Stand Against Darkness, yet another Challenge of the Brave event. Another new Challenge of the Brave event. They can't just give us the same ones. Oh my god. Then a rerun of Guardians of the Planet, and a rerun of Treasured Bonds, and that's it for that. Okay. Moving on, we have the Vision card that comes off of the New Onion Knight. New Onion Knight's Vision card is interesting. It is at max level, attack plus 80, flat attack plus 80. It has attack plus 30% when equipped with the sword, attack plus 30% when equipped with the katana, and increase fire, water, wind, and earth resistance by 30%, and increase attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 20%. So it's just kind of well-rounded. It's not specific to anything. It's just a very well-rounded card. So not something you need to exactly go for, but, you know, it's... I don't know. I'm not excited by it, I guess you could say. It has some... the resistances are nice, I suppose. And you got all the main characters standing around the crystal. Okay. So, and then Scorn of the Two-Headed Dragon EXT. So the next level of the Scorn of the Two-Headed Dragon, remember the boss that you have to keep hitting with espers until its scales fall off? Yeah, well, it's back, and it's harder. I don't think you can beat it. You guys can beat it. All right. So you get Grand Helm plus. Ooh, let's just keep adding pluses to it until we get like a long chain of pluses. So we get Defense 77 and Spirit 22. Nullify Sleep, Silence, and Confusion. Okay. Boost HP and Defense by 30% when equipped with Heavy Armor. Okay. And then you get your Select Summon tickets and your Super Trust Moogle. All right. So Defense 77 is what you get off of that. You get your Exchange Shop, so you can trade in your coins for Onion Knight or whatever. You get your Raillight login bonus. So at your login bonus, you get shards, you get lapis, you get fragments, and the Ascension Pearl. I miss the Transcension Pearls, honestly. And then just the notice that maintenance is coming. So what's happening this week? We've got a nice little raid box coming at us. We've got Final Fantasy 3 coming at us, and we've got Scorn of the Two-Headed Dragon EXT. Honestly, it's a pretty nice week, but if you just do your logins this week, it might be all right. You know, it's not that exciting. Do the raids, do the raid, do the daily, get that sweet killer sword. But it's pretty good week. Enjoy your week with your family or whatever you're doing. All right, thanks guys. See you guys next week. Peace.